big ones on screen, but from the sand comes the scorpion stream. Tails arched high with a burning glare, laser hot justice ripping through the air. Sparks ignite in the crimson dust, metal claws, republic's trust. Flashbacks, marching in the firestorm, stinging steel where heroes are born. Flashback in the furnace of the fight, scorpions strike for the republic's rights. They crawl, they blast, they never yield. The sting is the law on these battlefields. Battle brothers. Cobalt shells in the noonday glare, the tails are raised in a rebel's prayer. The gallows tide begins to rise, not while fire burns in their eyes. From the crater's rim to canyon wall, Guysack stands to their republic's call. In every crawl, in every blast, they carry the echoes of wars long past. Pushing hard, hold the line, that's is our side. Flashbacks, marching in the firestorm, blazing hearts in scorpion form. Flashback in the shadow of the fight, their claws rip through the gallows blights. They dig in deep, they rise with pride, for the hellic flame will not subside. Battle brothers, stay, Guysack strike, stay still where heroes are born. Flashback in the furnace of the fight, scorpions strike for the republic's rights. They crawl, they blast, they never yield. The sting is the law on these battle brothers. Battle brothers. Battle brothers. For the reckless right. Battle brothers. Sting! Guysack strike! Sting! Raising hearts in a rebel's prayer. The gallows side begins to rise, but not while fire burns in their eyes. From the crater's rim to canyon wall, Guysack's answer their republic's call. In every crawl, in every blast, they carry the echoes of wars long past. Battle brothers. Stay, stay, Guysack strike. Stay, for the republic's right. Battle brothers. Battle brothers. Battle brothers. Join fire. Lower 100 divisions prepared to deploy. Guysack, we need your in the storm. Out on the dust-filled plains of Z, the thunder rolls as the empires cry. Mogres crawl and iguanas scream, but from the sack comes the scorpion stream. Tails arch high with a burning glare, laser hot justice ripping through the air. Sparks ignite in the crimson dusk, metal claws republic's trust. Marching in the firestorm, stinging steel where heroes are born. In the furnace of the fight, scorpions strike for the republic's right. They crawl, they blast, they never yield. Their sting is the law on today's battlefield. Battle brothers. dreams. This is the second war. From the ruins of Zaniba's cries to the wastelands under shattered skies, a kingdom fell, a moon was torn. Now Kylo strikes with blades reborn. Caterpillar tracks and crimson dust, mold the drill, iguan thrust. Marching steel and conquest screams, they ride the rust of broken dreams. I can turn it back into the flames. The sky is burning with forgotten names. A sword's unleashed, mechanized warlust. Gorms grows and red hearts crush. No surrender, no retreat. The Republic roars from every street. This is the second strike, Planet Z ignites. Iron calms, the Titan stands, smashing hopes with burning hands. While from the clouds, with vengeance raw, Salamander spreads the law. Talon fury, thunder wing, the terrors rise, the air they sing. Godulous walk, the ground does scream. The final war of mental dreams. Cold and ash from the first war still linger, but peace was a wound, never a cure. They said the past would not return, but cease to bleed and empires burn. The moon's a grave, but we still fight. We'll never fade into that night. The planet's a strike of glory and steel. We fight with hearts that gears can't feel. The Godos, the Godulars, all stand tall. We rise, brother, we burn, we answer the call. This is the second strike. The skies explode with Zoid war might. Autoburners built from bolts and flame. Every cockpit knows the name of freedom's roar and empire's pain. The war begins again, again. This war's our legacy, brother, our rage. The future's written in rockets and roars. Through empires crash in thunder wars. This is the second strike, and Planet Z will never be the same. Zoids never die, they just reload. Outcome for the no return. No peace was won, the coffin of no return. Up from the clouds with vengeance raw, Salamander spreads the law. Talon fury, thunder wing, the terrorists rise, the air they sing. Godulars walk, the ground does scream. The final war of metal dreams. lights and fury.